Hey everyone, Wander here, and welcome back to his Big Buddy. Come here, Big Buddy, come here. I want to pet you. Well, I guess he doesn't want to be pet. All right, well, looks like it's time for me to actually go into the options. Somebody said auto sprint is just a thing. Oh, that's going to be so nice. All right, yeah, we're done with the first planet. Time to go to Solum. Is he piloting the ship while still playing Pong? That's actually impressive. And terrifying. I had a friend in college who had the brilliant idea to text the girl he had a crush on while driving constantly. And, you know, that's not okay. Oh, they actually got up and moved, or they disappeared. Meet with Michael before Solom's briefing. Our pilot got a promotion from Leon to oversee an important matter. Ooh, new progression system maybe. But yeah, so he was doing it in like rush hour traffic, and I was like, hey man, like I was in a head-on collision right before going to college. Can you not? Because I have like serious stress issues being in a car driven poorly. And he's like, no, I do what I want. I'm like, okay, we are no longer friends, and I have not spoken to him since. And he honestly got like way worse after that. So it's like, kind of glad I cut that friendship off. Anyway, sup, dude? Look at that, Wrangler, promoted by the galaxy's #1 scientist. Guess that makes me your scientifically certified Voidling trainer. In short, I make sure these Voidlings keep spinning that wheel. Gotta keep 'em moving. Back when I was a kid, my dumb hamster thought he was spinning for fun. Truth is, the little guy was training hard. Same deal here. Go try the wheel. Don't let your Voidling slack off in the vivarium. Send him my way. I'll make him stack that sweet experience. So effectively, we can chuck him in the hamster wheel. Okay. Can now benefit from the training room to gain experience instead of roaming aimlessly in the vivarium. Training machines have a specified cost and maximum level they can reach while using them. Yeah, honestly, it's still nice. Let's see. So I can get any of my guys up to level 5. Who do I put in? I don't know. I could put in the Queepak. Definitely not Blaze Stride. He's no good. You know what? Let's put in the... Nope. Let's put in the Telluric. Because if I'm going to be using a dude, I'm probably going to go and throw this guy in. 3 minutes, 20 seconds. Well, that's enough for a mission. Looks like I'll have to get more. Hey there, Wrangler. Did your Voidlings try the wheel yet? Burning off that belly fat already? The gym's tight on space right now. Limited stations, limited gains. But if you're cool spending some of those research samples, I can crank out more rigs and beef up the setup. Might even drop my own dumbbells for a bit. Show the kids how it's done. Proper form, proper grind. Take a look, Wrangler. The dream gym awaits. I like this guy. I like these characters for what little they are. So, can now train Voidlings up to level 10. Second beginner... Yeah, let's go for a second beginner station. An intermediate workout is going to be worth it. Okay. So now I can train 2 of these guys. Do you want to throw in the tribal Guigoon? Sure. Well, let's go do a mission. Let's see. Welcome to Solum, Wrangler, a breathtaking sight, but also a dangerous one. This minor planet is far harsher than Vireo. Apparently, Genlife once operated a secret facility here, but the black hole disrupts our radars, making it impossible to scan the surface. The only way forward is to send your Voidlings in and uncover what the instruments can't. The planet was corrupted by the Legion long ago. Life still lingers somehow, though we've yet to detect any Voidlings. Your task is twofold. Uncover traces of Genlife activity and eradicate the Legion whenever possible. If Voidlings remain trapped in this decay, we must save them. And if Solum hides no Genlife secrets, it may yet grant us new allies. Good luck out there. Okay, no activity selected. Oh, okay. So we're on to this. Search and rescue. Corruption cleansing. And looks like we got the regular Legion. No Voidling available. Oh, or none selected. Well, we could do speed burn, or I could do... the Healy boy. I haven't done speed burn in a little while. You know what? No. I'm going to send him in. I feel like speed burn is better for a second run. We need to go extremely fast. So The poison was genuinely good on this guy, and stacking it was quite nice. I think I might start investing in vitality, though. I'm just going to have them outlast. Because if they have a bunch of health... Let's see. If they have a bunch of health, then they can just heal back up to full constantly and not have to worry about anything. Hopefully. We'll see. I do find the bulbs coming off their back just a little... Okay. New thing. Now, I'm not going to even try and think about doing this quickly. There's no way we have enough time for that. Okay, do we have anything else there? We do. So there's a reason to come back. I'll pick up what I can first. Okay. Well, I like the variety in environments immediately. An ice planet is neat. It's nice. Might actually just be this. I'm not seeing anything else here. Sure, I can keep an eye out. I have to check if they've got the soundtrack for this available. I've been collecting soundtracks recently. Because I've gotten sick of streaming services. I don't really want to... I don't really want to use them as much anymore. I was using YouTube Music for a while. And it was fine. You know, not strictly bad, not strictly good. It was good enough. It was slightly less ethically compromised than using Spotify. I don't really want to spend too much time recounting the sins of Spotify. And I hopefully don't need to spend too much time recounting the sins of Google at this point. But it's one of those where it's like, obviously with YouTube I have no choice but to use this platform for my job. There's no escaping it. It is a monopoly and that's not great. And hopefully we get some kind of, I don't know, independent European alternative at some point that I can piggyback on, maybe. But as far as streaming services go, it's not that there are no alternatives to YouTube Music and Spotify. It's that, goop there. It's not that there are no alternatives to them, it's just that I don't need those alternatives. The age-old alternative of owning music and just playing your own library is fine, actually. And so that's what I'm opting for. And I'm also kind of, I don't want to say kind of a uncultured person when it comes to the music I listen to. I listen to video game soundtracks. I listen to, ambient music, synthwave stuff. I should find some, like, actually good synthwave artists to listen to, but I'm kind of picky with them. Let's see. And, I mean, part of it is because I also find, like, a lot of, video game composers actually tend to put out the stuff I like the most. Easy example of this would be, like, the Haven soundtrack. Is legitimately one of my favorite soundtracks and music albums ever made, and really anything Danger's ever made around that, but especially those two. And so it's like, I haven't found non-video game soundtracks that match my standards. Like, I'm both uncultured and very picky, I guess would be a way of putting it. And I need to put some more effort into looking into these things, but it's like, video games just bring me what I want without even, you know, without me even having to put, like, too much time in. It does not help that the US does not have a particularly good, like, music shop scene anymore, so, like, back in the day you could reliably go to, like, a music store or something and pick up, or, you know, listen to various albums, get recommendations from people, so on and so forth. Now it's like, good luck, buddy. Maybe those things exist, but I have no idea where they are. We have one in town, but it's definitely more for, like, I'm gonna say traditional music as opposed to like weird synthy stuff that I listen to. Question. Okay, so I still heal out of combat by reloading, I think. Yep. Okay, that's nutty. I think it is going to be hard to beat this guy. I'll try and find a version. Well, no, actually, this guy ended up with like most of the perks I'd want too. Because this is like hard focused on essence damage, which means status effects. Shell's reacting to my creature, the planty dino. Yeah, it's a Queepec. This is a monster collection game. It is cute. Ow. Shell is, of course, generally always interested in cute creatures whenever I'm playing a video game that has them. We ended up playing, oh, what was it called? Drake Hollow together, because the creatures were extremely adorable in that one. And that poison works. Dude's got a frontal block. You know, you can't hit him in the head crest. But poison don't... What? Well, that was different. Poison don't care. I'm really glad to see that this seems to be taking off reasonably well. This is one of those... Well, I don't know. It's, I forget what the devs had worked on beforehand. The studio that made this game is made up of a bunch of AAA developers that I think either went independent or got hit by the layoffs and just founded a studio as kind of a response. Ooh, that's different. Can't hit more. That's fun. Okay. Oh, and we've got an air vent to send me up. Neat. But I mean, I've talked about this a great many times when it comes to like the games I cover and the developers I work with and whatnot. But I sincerely am rooting for like every developer to succeed. The games industry, I think, has kind of suffered from extremely poor management over the last X number of years, owing largely to just constant corporate consolidation and let's see, malfeasance. So it's like Blizzard, for example, was a legitimately really good studio, but they had management problems, and so they repeatedly sold themselves out to various companies to effectively be their master, which I recognize sounds kind of weird, but like, I don't know how else to put it. But, you know, effectively somebody that can handle the business side of things, doing all the back-end dealing and whatnot. And like, on a practical level, that actually makes a lot of sense. Find somebody who can actually do the thing that you need. But on the flip side of that, it always meant that you had a lot of, well, business types in charge of game developers. And if you've ever worked in like any kind of industry, well, I mean, if you've ever worked, period, you probably know that like upper management very rarely has its thumb on the pulse of the industry that you're actually working on. You know, 9 times out of 10, it's, there's a sneaky. 9 times out of 10, they are just business folks that went for the job and ended up in management because who else was going to do that job? I don't know. And so like Bobby Kotick, for example, was a business guy. He specifically was looking for cheap developers to pick up that were like on the verge of bankruptcy, and did it for both Activision and Blizzard, both of whom had serious financial difficulties. Though I think in Blizzard's case, it wasn't so much financial difficulties so much as just, you know, their publisher was having issues, even if they were doing fine. I forget the exact circumstances between Blizzard being acquired. I just know that they had been they'd been under Sierra for a while, but Sierra, or no, they were, before they were under Sierra, they were under like an education company's banner. But that went down, so then they switched over to Sierra, and then after that, either they were independent for a bit, or I think Kotick had picked them up kind of quickly. But it's one of those where, like, Bobby Kotick has never made a video game before. And, you know, thank everything that he's not running the show anymore. Not that, not that Blizzard's current masters are any good. Microsoft seems pretty hell-bent on destroying Xbox at this point. Because, ironically enough, I'm pretty sure they overextended themselves with the Blizzard acquisition. You know, that they'd picked up Blizzard, which was an insanely good deal for everybody involved, technically. Even Blizzard to some degree, actually. I did not mean to end this. Oh, this is not the end. This is just a bonus boss. Man, this is so much easier when you don't have to worry about the damage you take. And yeah, the poison stacks are... How much are they hitting him for? 59 per tick? That's nuts. Like, all I have to do is just plink him every once in a while. We can just let the poison take him out. Okay, yeah, that was not the end. Worried about that for a hot second. Alright, grab these. Doesn't seem like there's anything there, but I bet I can get into this building. But yeah, the problem with, you know, Bobby Kotick running a studio, or at least owning a studio, is he doesn't give a shit. He doesn't care if, like, the games are good. He just cares if the games are profitable. Whereas, like, who's a good example of a developer who actually founded a studio and still kind of cares? I mean, indie studios. Let's go with Team Cherry. They started this studio. They care not only that Silk Song and Hollow Knight are profitable, they care about those games. They actually are putting their heart and soul into them because they're making them. And so they're not going to be doing boneheaded business decisions. I guess an easy example of boneheaded business decisions in recent memory was, if you've ever heard of Blue Point, they're the people that made the somewhat controversial Demon's Souls remake that I liked. I actually thought that was fine. You know, obviously the visual style was different, but whatever, who cares? I mean, some people do, but the original game still exists. I don't know. I'm not going to, like, relitigate that whole argument. Damn, how are you ever supposed to do this fast? Let's see. But, so Blue Point had made a bunch of the, like, fairly good, remake remasters of, like, old PS2 classics. They had done the Shadow of the Colossus as well. And I'm trying to remember what else they had made, and worked on. It was more than those two, but I don't recall off the top of my head. But they were pretty good at the whole remake, remaster, getting the games at least to feel like the old games had, even if, you know, modernizing the visuals is trickier. And Sony said, okay, you guys want to make an original game. You know, you don't want to do a remake? Okay, sure. You're making a live service God of War game. And it does not take a profit to tell you that that idea was rancid from the start. Let's see. Activating all of these. Like, there was no hope that that was ever going to turn out well. And it didn't, unsurprisingly. Yeah, they block, but they don't block the poison stacks. That's so good. This is a game that really leans into the status effects in such a good way. And I am unbelievably happy about that. Because yeah, this guy would be genuinely annoying to fight normally. Not for me. Okay, so we melted something over here, but why though? I guess it just melted that. Freed it up. I suppose that's it. That's the answer. Let's see what I was going to say about any of these things. So anyway, yeah, the God of War live service went terribly, and Sony just shut down the whole project because it sucks. Nobody wants this. Unfortunately, they also shut down Bluepoint for money reasons, and probably underperformance. I would not put it past corporations to kind of punish their subsidiary studios. Oh, you weren't able to make the game we wanted you to make. You're all fired. You know, we're going to cut you so our quarterly profits look better. Because that is a very consistent thing that happens. You know, if you want to make your books look good for a quarter, fire everybody. Don't worry about the future. That doesn't matter. You can just make up shit and investors will still throw money at you. And so, like, that's a studio where I'm sure the people at Bluepoint cared deeply, but they just had no choice, no control, no ownership of the studio. Every once in a while you get these studios that, like, manage to stay together, that they, you know, manage to either land a new publisher and stay around. I'm thinking about, like, how Mini-Me, for example, the developers of Shadow Tactics, Desperados, and Shadow Gambit, which I do want to do series on at some point. I should see if I can go into that building. Let's see. But they were, I mean, beyond death's door. They had shut down. They did their final, you know, quality of life patches for Shadow Gambit and said, well, that's the end of the studio. We can't afford to stay in business anymore. And then Hooded Horse came out of nowhere and said, actually, we want to buy you guys and keep you around. And freaking love Hooded Horse for that, because Shadow Tactics and Shadow Gambit are, like, extremely good games. If you've never played them before, do yourself a favor, pick them up during the Steam sale. They are extremely fun. Not for everybody necessarily, but, like, it's legitimately some of the best tactical gameplay I've ever had the experience, or the pleasure of experiencing. And, like, good writing and stuff, like, Shadow Tactics was a genuinely, like, fantastic bit of samurai ninja fiction. With, like, enough magic that it wasn't just pure, samurai drama. Alright. Finish these guys off so we don't need to worry about it. Okay, I don't think we have anything else here. So let's see who you are. Tumorous Titan. Oh, is it big? I mean, with the name Titan, not that big. Okay. You gotta keep those stacks high. Because the main trick here is just to keep the poison on him. Because we don't want those stacks to run out, but he will die on his own while I'm doing other things, like, you know, staying the heck away from these guys. And this is why I love status effects in games, and why I often am trying to go for a status effect run, even if it won't let me. Okay, we might need to get this guy some movement speed. Oh, damn it. Okay, we're just gonna run away for a second. And unfortunately, if one stack falls off, they all fall off. It's not like one of those where it slowly ticks down. Yeah, unfortunately I don't do that much direct damage, so I'm actually having a little bit of trouble taking all the little guys out. But not that much. Okay, at this point he's pretty toast. Yeah, we're good. Ooh. Had a plasma mutagen. Then we had a fire over here for some reason. Oh. Glad I went to go grab it. Alright, do we see anything else? See a couple more blobos, but that's about it. Well, we got everything. We just didn't perform amazingly. It's the getting everything that matters to me. The speedrun is something I can come back to. New planet, new egg. Swing by once you're done with the Wrangler stuff. I think I got a lead worth chasing. I gotta work on my country accent. I feel like I could, like, really lock it in and master it. I already got the twang. All I need to do is just, like, push it. Ooh. Charcoal Carapan. And an Andromeda Glick. Ooh. And then 2 Guigoons that we don't care nearly as much about. This one, oh, it's witty. It's got a little bit of extra essence. Don't think I care deeply. Of course they made it. Life always finds a way. Well, some of it. We didn't dig up that Gen Life base, but those Voidling eggs, they're pointing us right at it. If Gen Life were anything like Leon, they'd have chased those genes without blinking. I don't know. Maybe not. Who knows, but what else we got? Voidlings are the reason we're still kicking. Gotta trust them to lead the way. Michael ran a flyby near where you left off, and guess what? We spotted an old Voidling sanctuary by Eldhall Crater. Yeah, it's swarming with Legion spawns. Get down there, sweep those parasites off the ledge, and the Voidlings will remember. They'll pay you back in time. Good luck, Wrangler. I kind of wish it was one of those where releasing Voidlings into the wild would, like, add random Voidlings that would help you on missions occasionally. Like, you know, they just show up. So we actually, ooh. Okay, mutated Andromeda. So, let me take a look at this guy. Or, really, I'm just going to throw him on the list. So what is that one? Another researcher. I don't think we need another one of those. Okay, what is the F to release? I should not be. We should probably actually go down each of their evolution trees. Okay, so I wanted to... what is the button for inspect? Right click? Okay, so what's this guy do? Hitting an enemy afflicted by float makes it pop, removing float and dealing a burst of damage in a wide area. Okay, shoot 3 homing projectiles that have a 50% chance to apply disintegration to enemies on hit. Leap, slam into the ground, make enemies float. Okay, so I like this guy. Reasonably fast. Got good stuff. Question is mainly, what does disintegration do? I don't know. And unfortunately, there's no way for me to check. But I do like him. I think we're going to throw him on a treadmill. What about the Charcoal Carapan? So he has got decent stats, good vitality. So shoot bursts of 5 unpredictable high damage projectiles at a slow fire rate. Toss an explosive that explodes on impact, store up to 8 charges. Hold ability input to fire in quick succession. Strong melee attack damages enemies. Force field and rush forward. Recycling. If your secondary ability has charges, gain a charge on kill. Interesting. Yeah, I really like the mutated ones. I think they have some of the more interesting mechanics. I mean, go figure. And realistically, getting everybody up to maximum will also do it. So what's this guy at now? Can I even tell? Okay, so he went straight up to level 5. Sick. So it just gets them up to the current maximum. Wow, that's awesome, actually. Okay, so let's go over here. Buying upgrades from this guy is going to be huge. Let's see. Train Voidling is up to level 10. Do we want to get another one of these? Yeah. Oh, is this the intermediate training? A little bit more costly, but it's worth it. Oh, that's fun. Poor guy has to do that for 5 minutes, though. And I bet that hurts if it smacks you. Well, do I want to throw in the Monsoon Carapan? Let's throw in Frosty. Shame they're not exactly synced up, but that's okay. Alright, and we're out of money. But that's fine. That's fine. Okay. Do wish it would actually switch to Solium. So, completed in less than 3 minutes and 30 seconds? I'm sorry, how? Wait, wildlife overview. Not discovered. That's interesting. Well, we're just going to do clean sweep. We've uncovered an abandoned Voidling sanctuary straddling the ridge of Eldhall Crater. If restored, it could mark the beginning of the restoration of the Voidling's populations on Solom. However, Legion growth is entrenched throughout the area, ready to devour any revival effort before it starts. Failure here would permanently extinguish Solom's feature as a Voidling habitat. Eliminate the Legion infestation, saturating the sanctuary. Alright. Alright. So, we got 4 levels. Damn. I think I'm going to get this guy at least up to 500 health. And a little bit more poison damage. We should get them some agility, though, after this. I just wanted the extra health because we were taking some hits there. And the higher my maximum, the less I need to worry about, you know, getting randomly aced by something. What am I saying? One thing I've actually been really appreciating, the bosses haven't been too different mechanically, but I have appreciated that there haven't been a whole lot of repeats. Even on like a direct mechanical level, the things seem pretty standardized. Okay, there we go. Them landmines. You don't get to use those against me. Yeah, this guy definitely needs some movement speed. Their health is very good, though. He's a tanky, slow boy. But that's kind of what I need him to be. Let's see if I can take out the artillery blob. God, the names on these things are terrifying. Yeah, to go back to the topic of just like rooting for every developer that, you know, whose games I cover. I think on one, there's a very like, I follow a lot of these developers on social media, and so, like, part of it is, like, I can tell when the studio is having trouble. So, for example, there's the... there was a game called Wander Stop that came out last year. And admittedly, I didn't cover it because I found it not the most exciting game, and it was also very much like... Hey, Burnout sucks. This is a game about Burnout. And I'm like, I'm in the middle of Burnout. This is not helping me. Ironically enough, the thing that's saving me from at least some degree of Burnout has very much just been doing series for Wonder VODs. The thing that's making things worse is that the YouTube algorithm... the YouTube algorithm freaking sucks nowadays. There's a period of time, a long time ago, where the algorithm was extremely nice. To me, at the very least. But it also wasn't the algorithm, it was, Okay, we want just to stay above those. I just want to make sure there isn't too much schmutz. Right. And I also really do need to make sure those 15 stacks stay on them. Oof. Okay, 15 stacks are on them. Easy. There we go. I don't think these projectiles are gonna... There it goes. I wasn't sure if the projectiles would hit up above or not. And the answer is no. I don't think they did. They might have hit me in the feet if I was in a bad spot. So much do I get off of that? Let's see, a couple of eggs. 500. Oh, 1,769. Yeah, because if I want to do wait for training, doing that mission a couple of times isn't a bad idea. Good work. Leon's prepared a new invention. Speak with him. I'll wait for you on the main deck. Wrangler, you'll be pleased to notice that a new addition to the vivarium. I call this new apparatus the pheromone nest. This is no miracle of genetics, but with Henry's assistance, I sampled Voidling hormones and engineered a synthetic pheromone. Its potency can provoke breeding behavior across all the species we've gathered. Used wisely, selective breeding can be a tremendous weapon in your warfare against a legion. Henry, in his crude wisdom, emptied a garage beside the vivarium. We fitted it with a nest, turning that dead room into a breeding ground. Test it yourself, observe how your voidlings react, and consult Henry for refinements. Don't mind the security cameras pointed in every angle in there. That's for research. Induced love. That's a little dark. Okay, so how does this work? Pheromone nest allows selective breeding of two voidlings of the same species to obtain eggs. Eggs from selective breeding can inherit the best traits from each parent, potentially giving you much more powerful voidlings. Eggs have a chance of appearing every time you complete a mission. Come back to check your nest when you're done. Okay, so this is actually awesome. So if I pick these two, pretty bad. So it might be one of those that we, yeah, so these guys, they're terrible. So it might be one of those where you kind of want to breed and then breed again, but even then, these are big stinkers. I'm better off specifically grabbing some of the better ones. I wonder what the upper limit is. Well, they're cute. I think part of the problem is I have a lot of my, my, like, really good guys doing squats at the gym. Okay, so what can we do? Oh, assignments. Gain 10 levels through the gym. Max level in Voidling through gym training. Oh, you can increase... Oh, no. Strength, vitality, essence. So I wonder if you can also get stats through the gym as well. Well, unfortunately, I need a higher Wrangler level anyway. Okay. Well, I can keep these guys here. And maybe I should. Okay, first and foremost, he did shoot straight to level 10. Cool. I think I'm going to throw in the Monsoon Carapan. Do we throw in anybody else? Speed lad? Yeah, so it costs more the further they have to go. What I want to check... Because Speed Lad did not have good stats. Where am I? Oh, this is where I started. This whole area is just... Oh, you know what? Might as well give you some pets. Is it me or do they get bigger as you evolve them? I think they do. I'll have to check that later. Okay, what I want to see is... my ice guy. Has a heightened strength. Yeah, so if I put these two together, we get a heightened chance of strength, essence, and vitality, but not much. Okay, what about these two? Nope. Damn. They're all terrible. Well, in that case, do I want to give a bit of a break? Whoa. Ursek. Exceptionally strong. So it's a Zerg bear. Hella strength, too. Let's see. Oh, is the other one new as well? Okay. Well, I should play as somebody else. So, I'm going to just throw these two in. We might get some good eggs. Namely, I should just play some of the other guys as well. Okay, so who's the new one? So we got an Ursek. Oh, yeah, the Anami. This is also new. Weird fox cat thing. What are its abilities? Homing gaze. Shoot projectiles at a target. Homing projectiles at selected target. Projectile that passes through enemies returns to your character. The tail whip, a bunny hop, and crystal spires periodically shoot obliterating shards at enemies. So I actually like that one. Unfortunately, its stats are garbo, but maybe that's fine. Alright, exceptionally strong Ursek. So... does big melee, line of bile puddles, damages enemies over time, swarm of hivelings that seek out acquired targets and do damage, roar, applies damage reduction, and then armor reduction. Oh, and then sec. Oh! It is a berserk. Sec. So, it is literally a symbiote creature or a parasite. It's hard to tell. Terrifying. Yeah, blind charge with an offensive barrier or defensive barrier that stops projectiles. Okay, toggle between controlling and Sec, each with a different ability set. First, lunges, deals damage and applies stun. Then Sec takes over. Lunges and unleashes a swarm of locusts that damage nearby enemies. Then takes over. Neat. Well, you know what I haven't done in a while? Let's go do some mutation, see what we can get. Yeah, there's also this machine that I feel like it's going to get fixed up at some point. No Voidling available. Let's toss him in. Big strong boy. Alright, so what can we do with the big bear? Reveal evolutions. Okay, plasma element. Effective against all factions. Or legion spawn. So, the one problem is I don't have much plasma, so we're going to save that. Okay, so what do we got? Sex slashes splash onto nearby enemies, so it gives it an AoE, or stun to enemies. Let's go for the stun. We'll get more of these guys eventually anyway. Okay. Puddles execute low health enemies, deal damage over time. 15 hivelings that seek 15 targets apply sleep to them. Or for the paralyzing stings. Well, the Zerg Bear is certainly going places. Fear and inflict a burst of damage when damaging an enemy afflicted by sleep, or fear or feast on the nightmares of enemies afflicted by sleep. Damage them while nearby and slowly regain health. That's real slow, though. Yeah, but I'm going to go for it. So we're going to go with a Dream Eater. Well, he looks cool and terrifying. Switch Voidling. Do we see about the Anami? Sure. Because I want something that uses this stuff. Cyber Element. So good against Gen bots. Or Cryo. Okay. Shoot homing sparks that chain up to 5 targets and apply static, or 5 homing gems towards the aim target and apply armor reduction on stack. Good against groups, great against bosses. That one's tough. The hardest fights are very much the bosses. The armor reduction is really tempting. But I'm going to go with this because bouncing is way more fun. And if it's bad, then we will find out now. Okay, cloud that passes through enemies and returns to your character. Each impact summons an electric arc that ricochets to multiple enemies and applies static. Or crystal that passes through enemies and returns to your character. No, let's go Chainstorm. Okay, and we have one more. Let's see. Ultimate use spawns a damage-dealing supercell, periodically unleashes thunderstrikes, applying static on hit, or stun to nearby enemies on static discharge. Nope, definitely going with supercell. Okay. You know what? We've got one more. So the problem is I haven't actually put any research points into like any of these other guys. Oops. Oh, really? We don't have enough cryonic. We have a lot of fire. I don't know if I have anybody that takes fire at the moment. I do, but it would be like a Carapan. Not a very good one. Or maybe Carapan don't actually take fire, hence why this guy's a mutant. That's probably the case. Well, I think I want to work on the Anami. So what is this? Primary ability, and aiming directly at an enemy, damage reduction once every 2 seconds, projectile damage while aiming directly at the target. Additional wave of projectiles once every 3 seconds. Okay, finishes in tailspin. Crystal spires that shoot at things. Quick hop that passes through enemies. Dash speed. Bunny hop recharge. Gain speed stack. Oh, heal for 5% of max health when passing through enemies on dash. I like the idea of that. Transform enemies into spires on kill. Let's see, damage stack for each orb out. Orb, max charges. I still think I'm just going to focus on the auto attack more than anything else. Fortunately, that means I can't throw him in the gym, but that's maybe fine. So, you tried the nest yet? I heard Leon even gave me some credit. Guess the old gen's growing a heart after all. Anyway, I've been tinkering with it, and I think I can boost the pups with nutrient-rich formulas. Maybe even set up a few more nests around. Those pheromone fumes are drifting all over the vivarium now. I've been fetching eggs tucked here and there, and though I can't promise what's going to hatch, you should see what these creatures get up to once their pheromones kick in. Half science, half chaos, but that's life, ain't it? Keep the nest running, Wrangler. The more they thrive, the better shot that we've got out there. So you can just crank this stack. So we can get silver egg rescue, some more eggs, more egg added to the breeding output, and then assignments. Well, we can get that one for some extra science. Yeah, so once we're up to Wrangler 15, we can add additional nests. The supplemental vitamins might actually be really good. Wrangler 50, alright. Well, I'm going to go chuck my bear in the gym as well. Well, it looks like these guys are out and sleepy. Let's see. The other option is, yeah, throw the bear in. Well, I don't have enough money to do another one of those. But I might have... Oh, right, she's got a mission for me. You made these bulbous apparitions scramble and panic, giving the Voidlings their land back to us, and clarity to move forward. Well, Wrangler, Henry was right. The Voidlings' trails led us right to the objective, Genlife's secret location. Along the slope of Eldhole Crater, a side vent carved a natural plateau, precisely the kind of purge Genlife needed to study the Voidlings. From the look of it, it's been abandoned for quite a while, but let's see what they left behind. Except for the corrupted Genbots. Scout and secure the plateau. Whatever's left may just rekindle Leon's faith in the corporation he still clings to. Okay, do we have anything with her? Assignments. Oh, mission stars. So, upgrades. More healing from Biogel. Increased chance to find silver eggs on missions. I think I'm going to snag that now. A little pricey, but so be it. Okay, so we got a couple. That's a level 10, though. Drawing fire. Let's do this one. And I'm going to make the terrible mistake of trying to take my Supercell Anami in here. Okay, and because it's probably going to die, we're just going to throw it into Vitality. On ultimate use, spawn is damage. Oh, right, we already know about that one. Mostly, I just want to see what he does. I don't know if I necessarily care if I win. Oh, I think these guys have like a gazillion jumps. Anami overwhelms enemies with a flurry of projectiles and exceptional agility. Use your primary attack to fire homing projectiles. Keep moving by using your dodges up to 3 times in a row. Secondary fires a powerful projectile that returns to you once it reaches its maximum range. Okay. 1, 2... No, I guess they only have 2. Okay. Big up. Sucker's really good at groups. Securing area? Oh, I see. I have to stand here. I actually really wish this had a Bullet Heavens spin-off for the survival mode. Like, I think it's fine as is, but I feel like just having like a short 15-minute like Bullet Heaven mission with like very light power-ups for stat and egg grinding would not be a bad idea. Well, we're going to level up a bunch. Yeah, the damage is not amazing. I don't think I would have this guy go for status effects by any measure. I guess I should probably secure this area now that I'm thinking about it. I don't know if there's a limited amount of these guys, or if they just keep spawning. And I'm not really sure if it matters. Ooh. Blazing Runner. That's fun. Okay, and I really like these pillars. I think they're extremely cool. Yeah, I think getting them some, Ooh. Use a heal charge. Yeah, we got messed up there. Getting them speed. Speed and damage, I think, are going to be my two. Anything that increases their fire rate also wouldn't be a terrible idea. Okay. See, I think right now we suffer a little bit from just being slow. Okay, no, that was my orb coming back to me. Oh. Yeah, I took a projectile straight to the dome. Oh, it's okay. Well, we leveled up at the very least. Once, only once. Ouch. Still. Fire rate multiplier, movement speed, crit. Yeah. Unfortunately, we don't get to bank any of our resources, which is a bit of a downer. But it's fine. I like this guy. I think it's just a matter of surviving. Oh, the other thing is, I was supposed to be securing the zones. Yeah, just boosting this guy's speed a bunch is probably going to be extremely helpful long term. The fire rate will be nice. Ow. A little bit of vitality is probably in order, though. Okay, then there's these guys. Oh, that's my orb. Unfortunately, my orb is the same color as the Blazing Runner's damage. Okay, next wave. Where's the... Okay, there's the zone to secure. Unfortunately, there's a shit ton of these guys. Grab this. Well, despite everything, we're alive. And I can kind of hang out here. Line of sight is somewhat my friend. I look forward to getting a couple of the, like, weird mutated version of these guys. I like the Queepex a fair bit, but this is so convenient. Okay, we should probably kill this artillery bomber before I do too much. Light him up. Because this is not an endurance match. I'm going to die in that case. If I try. My entire goal here is to just outlast. Oh, that was it. No boss. Well, that makes it really easy on the grind then. Because, yeah, you can spend as much time training here if you want to. Or you could just speed through it real quick. Yeah, so that's actually going to make this guy insanely effective. The rewards are, like, okay. But a really high Supercell Cat Fox thing, I don't remember the names, could just rip through them comfortably while sitting on those control points. Assignment, oh yeah, that one. 300 gen bots. Yeah, more healing from biogel. This is kind of nice. Alright, you're all done. I love this game. They did a really good job with it. Like, the missions are a little repetitive. I think that's the one kind of sort of downer. But, like, the rest of it is so good, it's kind of hard to complain. Okay, can't do anything else there. Alright, let's pop our eggs open. Let's... Oh yeah, because how many eggs do I have? Probably just 2. Ah, so they didn't hatch anything. And that's okay. I don't really need extra eggs at the moment. If there was some way I could mulch the duds up. If someone's strong, like, 1 extra stat, not really worth it. Let me think. I don't know. I guess what I should do is actually... Do I throw this guy in training? His stats are abysmal, but it costs almost nothing. Yeah, let's do it. Okay, we got anybody else we want to get up? Probably this guy. Because he actually, I mean, once again, I like homing projectiles. This should be no surprise. It makes dodging and ducking and weaving much easier. Let's see. What else do we have? I really wish it would default to Solum, since that's the planet it came from. So we do have Survive the Storm. I could go there. Search and Rescue. Or I could just leave it here and say, I guess I will see you guys on the next episode of Voidling Bound. Some amount of possible interruptions. My air conditioning broke today, and it's a hot week, and so things might be coming out at weird times, tragically. I'll try and make it work. Ooh, invulnerable while dashing is going to be helpful. Stamina regen stacks. Oh, these guys never get the cooldown. Yeah, so that makes these suckers even better, because we get a hell of a lot of bunny hop cooldown reduction. I don't know about the ethereal siphon. I don't know how good that's going to be, but we'll see. Anywho, I guess with all this said, I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.